Hey, what is up? Welcome to Eco. In the last episode, I took the blacksmithing skill and made all kinds of things out of iron, mostly lamps, but also a couple other things, tools that I've been enjoying in between episodes, especially over here where I hacked down all of the oak trees that I had over here and replanted them. So we have some wood now to use for lumber. I also already produced quite a bit of lumber in between the episodes, so we can now go over and see what we can make out of that lumber. We already made one item that includes lumber, which was the cast iron stove, which we then realized needs a tier 3 room to actually be activated. So part of the lumber mission will be to actually convert at least our kitchens to lumber walls, and so they are tier 3. So you see over here we have quite a few stockpiles. Let's have a look from the outside. So these are now 2 rows of stockpiles. The first is almost full of lumber. The last few are basically all oak logs. So there's still quite some lumber going to be made from this. Let's have a look at our stockpile and check what kind of lumber we make. So we made normal lumber, we can make hardwood lumber, we can make softwood lumber, and these will most of all yield different kinds of walls and floors and so on. So if I go over here and just for display make a wall of lumber, softwood I think this is, yes, softwood lumber looks like this. So it's very almost white and has like 2 panels per wall. Let's have a look at the other ones. Where was I? Over here. Let's take 2 of these. This is the hardwood lumber. So this is considerably darker. And then we have the normal lumber, which I think also has a different texture. Yes. These are the different kinds of walls that you can make, and the floors and normal blocks are equally slightly different between the different kinds of lumber. And but for producing furniture and stuff like that, I will try to use mostly the normal lumber, even though with all the oak logs, which are hardwood, we could properly make a lot of hardwood lumber, but it doesn't make it any difference for the furniture, so I will leave it at that. Let's have a look. What can we make out of lumber? There's lots of recipes in here. Advanced carpentry table, bank, and so on are not interesting. I guess instead of going through this list, I will just see what we can make at the different tables. So over here we can make out of lumber. Let's see. Ornate frames, and this again is for cultural objects and for culture stuff. Where is it? We need reputation to actually get culture, and reputation needs other players, so this is out of the question for us. Let me quickly see. Field campfire stew. Need one of those to get the bonus again. What else can we make out of lumber? In here we can make a towel rack, and this is something that I definitely want to make. These are bathroom furniture, so let's just queue 3 of those. We will need cotton fabric for this, which we'll get in a minute. What else is made out of lumber in here? Nothing at all. But over here we can queue some lumber things. Bookshelves need paper, and paper milling is not yet on the list for us. We can make decorative ship wheels, which is decoration for rooms. So if you have rooms that need decoration support, which right now we don't, then we can make some of these. Kitchens. Those need steel bars, so we can't make them just yet. We could make lumber doors. Lumber stockpiles is definitely something that I want to make. And especially the large ones. So let's queue. First, let's arrange our storage to include only the actual normal lumber. Move this down there, move that down there. You get the normal lumber up here. So this gets taken first. So let us go for lumber stockpiles. Let's make one for now. We can make lumber benches. Those have the same values as the cast iron benches, similar for the chairs, for tables. And we have already one room that has no longer a capped seating support, which are our bedrooms. And bedrooms, there we have one table, one bench, and 3 chairs already. So I will want to replace those with 3 lumber tables. And here we could actually use different kinds of tables, but I will go for the normal ones. So let's go for 3 lumber tables, 3 lumber benches, and as soon as those things are made, for 6 lumber chairs. So what is the saw working on right now? Let's move these in front because we will need wood boards. Let's move this one in front as well. After this let's make a couple of normal boards so they don't get eaten by the softwood and hardwood lumber that I've queued. I think 40 boards should suffice. Actually, no. This one, yeah, 40 normal boards should suffice. Move that over there. And let this craft for a while. What are you missing? Cotton fabric, okay. Here's your cotton fabric. Alright, what else can we make over here? We can make lumber dressers. So those are additional things for the bedroom. And I will also want to make 3 of those to replace the dressers that we have. But first, let's go for these 6 lumber chairs. Move you in front. The machinist table is something that we will need in a couple of days for one of the next skills. But before we make get the machinist, the mechanics skill, we will need to use to have a few other skills. We could make a shelf cabinet. And I think I will actually make a few of those, 3 for our living rooms. And most importantly, we can make a storage silo. This one is for foodstuffs for basically farming raw foods and seeds and stuff like that. And I will put one of those behind our house where the farming and gathering buildings are. We could make wooden fabric beds, which have 7.5 furnishing value, but they're also quite large, and we already have large beds in our rooms, so I will skip these for now, because the beds that we have, the royal cast iron beds, have a furnishing value of 10. So we would get very cramped in there if we were to use these as well. So I think I will skip those. Rudders and so on we don't actually need. We could think about having a sliding door in one of our buildings. And I might do that for a later building when we actually have a lumber building where these fit in better. So what else can we make out of lumber? We can add the basic engineering table. Make an iron road tool. And this one needs lumber as well. And it's the replacement for the stone road tool that we have been using to make dirt roads. So I will quickly queue one of these. A blacksmith table is needed to craft the road tool recipe. Interesting. So I guess we will have to move this table temporarily to where our blacksmith table is. I just put it like here, like this over here. I just want one of these. Where will you put it? Into the basic engineering stockpile where we have no room. It's over here. Okay. And move it back. I guess I'll have to check the chests again. So basic engineering chest should be first. And then yes, you may take from the carpentry chest and from the stockpiles. That's okay. Alright, that's that, and over here we already see we have some of our furniture. So let's go and put that down. First of all, a towel rack for our bathrooms. And in our living rooms, we want to have tables and benches and chairs. So I think I will put down the towel racks first. And then when I have all the tables and benches, I will do the replacement of those. Let me see. Let's move you over here. And put the tower rack down against this wall. And here we have room for the tower rack over there. Great. Let me take this one and put this one in. So I won't demonstrate it right now because it's more or less exactly the same. Takes a little less calories, I think. And apart from that, there's not much of a difference. There's another tool that we can exchange, which is the bow. So I will put this one in here as well. Over here we can make a recurve bow, which uses iron, linen yarn, leather hide, and lumber. So I will have to carry all of those over. Alright, here we are again. Let's see, if I take you, I should be able to get all the stuff from here. And I think we don't need those anymore, except for arrows, so let's leave it in here. And let's queue a recurve bow. And I also just realized that we still have the wooden hoe, and we can make an iron hoe as well. So let's get the bow from storage. I'll put it over here for now. You get the wooden hoe as well in your storage, so the workbench can't access this one. And I should have 3 tools available for scrapping, and if I start this project, then this gets taken. So yes, let's do this on the site. And let's go over here and make our, where is it, iron hoe. And here it is. 26 seconds to go for the chairs to be made. And let's queue 3 of the shelf cabinets. And 1 storage silo. The shelf cabinets will need ion locks that I don't have right now, so these are like, how many others? 40 ion locks, 46 wood boards. Yeah, 40 of these. Need to eat a bit. And wood boards. Normal ones, let's queue 80, we will need them. And you are making both of these. Let's move these to the front. And you will need iron pipe and iron bars, 6 and 8 respectively, so let's move this over. I realized that over here I can access the anvil chest and the carpentry chest, so let's move these over. Take those out. That was too heavy. Well, then I will have to leave some stuff in a different location. But let's see if we get a normal stockpile where we can put our iron pipes and iron things. And where do we have our pipes? Here we are. I guess those were a few more, right? Alright. And move the rest back. Let's put down tables and chairs and so on. From top to bottom. Should have left a few outside, right? Because I cannot pick up this one. No. Good. Then we have to replace them one by one. This goes here. Let's pick up this, and you get a lumber bench. And you get 2 lumber chairs. Pick up this and move this one over. And just to clean out our inventory, I'll put the stuff I picked up into our dump chest over here, which is already full. So we need a new chest. And the inventory is too heavy. Oh boy. Hewn table can go in here. Can I pick up chest now? Yes. Put the next chest over here, and you get the hewn chairs and the hewn bench. And then let me get the other benches and replace them. Okay, benches, chairs, tables are replaced. Let's have a look what that did to our bedrooms. They are now again kept in seating support. So the 7.63 are kept to 5.4, and that's perfectly okay. We will get our lumber dressers, right? Were those over here? No. So let's make 3 dressers. Or did we make them already? No, we didn't. Move you to the front. And you have to make a few more boards. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? We have these, we have those. Or that one silo. Let us put down the silo over here. I think it should go somewhere, preferably below our kitchen. Can we put it down here? How large is it? 4 by 4 by 8. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I would have to go one lower. So let me quickly get a cart and dig that out. Alright, here we are again. I dug out and put a bit of a foundation there, and hopefully now the silo will fit. And here we go. It's a bit snug, but it does fit. So let us see over here. Storage. We have the seeds and we have the crops that we can probably just put in there. Where is it? Last on the list? Almost. So let's put this up here. And let's have a look at which of the tables upstairs can access the silo. Do you have access to the silo? You do. So let's move this all the way up until here. Do you have access to the silo? Yes, you do. So I will move this one up as well. Over here. You should not get access to the fibers, actually. But you should not get access to the silo. Instead, I will have the campfire staging over here and use the silo to pull stuff from the raw veggies and all the other stuff. And all this can go over here. Great. So I will do the rest of this kind of stuff off camera, but that means we will have a few more unused storages over here, so we don't need the raw food over here anymore. Well, write icebox correctly. And we also don't need the raw veggies anymore because all of this can go into the silo and it will be stored in there. Same goes for all the flax stuff. So let's see. This can go and the more flax chest can go, except for all the torches that I'm currently just burning outside. But all the seeds can go in here. So I have a bit less of a mess of chests down there, but that can be cleaned up later. I do have the shelf cabinets over here, but there is more things that we can actually make for our living rooms. Down here, we already have the pallet chairs, but with lumber we can make a couch now. So let's queue 3 of those, and that needs 15 lumber, 22 boards. Let's get those over, and then improve our living rooms. Storage. Still need more boards, right? So let's go for 80 more normal boards. I know they get all eaten by this one, right? Because we have a normal lumber project. Yes. Turn this off so we can actually get those boards. And 15 lumber. So I'll quickly wait for those boards and then bring them over. In the meantime, we can put down the dressers, I guess. You go there. And for the dressers, I will just, well, get the dressers first, obviously. over there. And then I want to exchange the old hewn dressers with lumber dressers. Take you up and put a lumber dresser down instead. Same for the rest of the dressers. And yes, I picked up the cloth cape as well, so this can go back. And stuff the old dressers in there. And now we can hopefully get all the boards that we need. How many were those? 22-ish. Let's take 30 and bring the rest back. Let's wait for those to craft, and there is still another thing that we can make with lumber, which should be over here. Or actually not over here, but here at the butchery tables. I guess we will take this one. And those are not the bison mounts, not the elk mount, because these two require composite lumber. But we can make goat mounts, sheep mounts, and stuffed alligator, bison, stuffed elk, stuffed goat, stuffed jaguar, and stuffed wolf. So these ones give 3 value. Stuffed elk and stuffed bison give 5, the alligator 3 again, and the mounts 3.5. And those are statues, so they are not decorations, meaning they also give us additional housing value. Actually, this is room decoration, and the mounts are living room. Okay. Good to know. Because room decoration is currently capped, so I won't bother with it. Actually, I just see the bathroom is no longer kept in seating support, so we will have to exchange those tables and seats as well. But the living room, meaning these mounts, I will have to either make goat mounts or sheep mounts, and I think I will make 2 sheep mounts and 1 goat mount, but that means I will have to hunt them. I'll just queue them for now and get the carcasses and lumber and fabric off camera. How are we with our sofas, couches? Almost done. I guess I can bring this up for now. And the last couch. So let us see what can we do over here in terms of these. I guess I'll want to move you over to this corner. You go over here, and the coach goes in the middle. This living room right now has the couch with 3, and these gave over 1 point each, so I'll just leave it like it is. Over here, you go there, couch goes in the middle, and something similar over here. Actually, put you there. And then we have the shelves. They do not go against the wall, but they go, or hanging on the wall, but on the floor. But that's okay. One over here. This one goes here. And one more over here. They have only little storage, but I think is a shelf cabinet. What we could do is get our books and store them over here. But I think that is also something what I will do off camera. And the one thing that is left right now, apart from getting the mounts, is dealing with the lumber stockpile. And I am afraid that it will be a bit of a hassle to get the room for the stockpile. Up here, there's still too much wood in all the stockpiles. What I probably could do is have a bunch of normal stockpiles down on the road temporarily to switch those. Let's do that. Get up here and that should do the trick. Yes. Alright, that's a large stockpile. This goes there, the lumber goes here. So now we have some more space up there to put more wood in there. And it's not such a hassle as it was before. Now let me quickly make the boards and hunt the goat. And carry the lumber over to make these last mounts. Okay, that was a dance. Now we have our goat. Let's go back home. Here you go with the goat. Let's take the sheep mounts. And the goat mount. And put those into our living rooms. Those are quite big. I guess I'll move the lamp one over. Put the sheep on there. Over here we already have a place. Okay, the bench is in the way, so, but this we can... It's... How about over here? Oh, this one is smaller. Where do we put it? Maybe on this wall. Okay. So let me quickly replace, or let's check. The living room is no longer kept in seating support. The kitchens still are. The bedroom we already exchanged. The bathroom also is no longer kept, which means I will want to exchange seating supports in our living rooms and in the bathrooms. And I think just for fun, I will make cast iron benches and chairs and tables for our bathrooms and lumber ones for our living rooms. See you in a couple of minutes when those are made. Okay, that's it for all the lumber-based furniture and decoration and whatever we have. Let's have a quick look at our bedrooms kept in seating and decoration. Kitchens kept in everything. Living room, seating and decoration. Bathroom, seating and decoration. However, the one thing that is still to be done is make tons of more lumber and replace our walls of our rooms with lumber, because that is a tier 3 building material, while hewn logs and the mortared stone are tier 2 building materials. And with tier 3 our capping goes away, so, or at least the soft cap goes way up. And also we can place our cast iron stuffs. I will stop the recording for now, replace all the walls with lumber in the next hours, and then I will see you back as soon as that is done. And welcome back. I managed to finish the kitchen and living room house to convert it to lumber. I did not manage to do this in time before the next start for the bedroom and bathroom house, so this will have to wait until later. However, in the kitchen house we now have a bit more room. I made the rooms 4 tiles high instead of 3 tiles as they were before. The same for the living rooms upstairs. And I made the floors and roofs out of hardwood lumber. Everything else is softwood lumber so far. Took me quite a bit of hacking down trees and converting them to lumber, but I think it looks quite nice now. That should be it for this episode. In the next episode we will use the cast iron stuffs that we have right now. Why is this not in a room? Excuse me? Oh, this is not considered a room because I'm missing one panel. Okay. Let me quickly fix that. So, up here we have some softwood lumber. Let's bring this over. And add this wall. How about now? Now you are in a room. Great. All of these are in a room. They have some crushed coal to be fired up. And so they contribute to the room value. And next episode, I want to use them and take the cooking skill and everything that comes with the cooking skill, or most of it, is made on these cast iron stoves. So this should be it for this episode. When we have a look at our housing value, it's at 381 right now. When we started the blacksmithing skill, we were at 289. So blacksmith alone, with all the furniture and all the lumber for the walls and everything, gave us almost 100 housing value, and that means almost 100 XP in addition to what we had before. So this, I think, was the largest jump that we had so far. And it means that we will have a bit faster XP gain for the next skills. And I hope that with the cooking skill, we will get even some more XP gain. But we will see that in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and see you next time.